Good evening and welcome, friends. Welcome to this Sunday edition of This Is Exclusive, in which we are going to bring to you two very important developments. One concerning national security, with the present Assam DGP raising concerns about the fallout of increased Islamic radicalism in Bangladesh on India's national security, particularly in the northeast. And then another exclusive from down south, where a fratricide seems to be panning out between the allies, Congress and the CPM, with the CPM alleging that the Congress has essentially become a Muslim party. All that and more, and then of course the headlines. Let's begin with the headlines first. Indian External Affairs Minister Vijay Shankar exchanges several MOUs with Kuwaiti counterpart in the presence of Prime Minister Modi and the Prime Minister of Kuwait, as the two nations raise the relationship to a strategic partnership. Bangladeshi national arrested in Assam. Arrested Bangladeshi national was allegedly sent to India to create sleeper cells in the country. CPIM's big charge against Rahul and Priyanka, communal Muslim alliance behind Wayanad victory. Another historical finding coming to light. Stepwell discovered during excavation in the Chandausi area of UP's Sambhal by ASI team. Protesters storm ALU Arjun's Hyderabad house over Pushpa 2 stampede. Look at these pictures. All right, before we go to our exclusive, let's begin with a couple of breaking news developments coming in. First up, of course, Prime Minister Narendra Modi planning for New Delhi after 2 days of visit to Kuwait, where India and the Gulf nation upgraded their relationship to a strategic partnership. And after signing off a few MOUs, which includes India's energy security, these are pictures coming in of Prime Minister being given a send-off by the Kuwaiti leadership. Earlier, we, of course, had the two sides signing MOUs and a joint statement happening with the Prime Minister there meeting the Emir of Qatar, Kuwait, the Crown Prince of Kuwait, and then, of course, the Prime Minister, where the delegation-level talks took place. Prime Minister, of course, also spent time with the Indian community, both at the diaspora event and a labor camp, given the kind of presence of Indian workmen is there in Kuwait, with about 1/3 of the labor and workmen and workwomen coming in from India. That's 1/3 of the entire Kuwaiti population. That's a huge number. And their Prime Minister with the Emir of Kuwait. These are pictures from yesterday, the welcome that was given, the traditional welcome that was given to the Prime Minister. And then, of course, the whole 2 days of engagements, after which Prime Minister is on his way back to New Delhi, and he should be arriving by about 10 p.m. All right, those are pictures of Prime Minister being given a send-off by the Kuwaiti leadership. And now moving on to the second breaking news development coming in from back home, which is about a break-in happening in the residence of ALU Arjun, the Telugu star, and a group of people claiming to be students of Osmania University barged into the house of the Tollywood star in Jubilee Hills area of Hyderabad and have damaged property, including flower pots. And they did this because they believe, or they hold the star responsible for the death of a woman stampede at the Sandhya Theatre during the screening or the premiere of his movie Pushpa 2. The 8 protesters reported to be the members of the Osmania University's Joint Action Committee were arrested and have been taken to the Jubilee Hills police station. Action happening in Hyderabad. We'll try and connect with Aneri over the phone, our correspondent there on the ground. But okay, we in fact have Aneri live, joining us live. Aneri, what more can you share about this development? Why is ALU Arjun being targeted in this manner, and who are these people?
Well, Abhishek, what we have been seeing is that there has been a massive uproar over the incident that had taken place on the 4th of December, a stampede-like situation that had erupted at Sandhya Theatre when ALU Arjun had arrived there for the premiere of Pushpa 2, following which we had seen that how police officials had also arrested ALU Arjun, but also at the same time we had seen that how there has been a massive war of words between the Chief Minister of Telangana, Revanth Reddy, and ALU Arjun. Yesterday, ALU Arjun had also stated that he has not done anything wrong, and also today we see that there was a protest that broke out at the residence of ALU Arjun. There was there were a group of protesters which had arrived there at his residence, and they had damaged the pots, and they tried to enter in the residence of ALU Arjun. Following which we had seen that how there was a heavy security which was deployed outside the residence of ALU Arjun, and also at the same time we are being told is that these protesters are said to be the Osmania University Joint Action Committee members, or basically the students from the Joint Action Committee had staged a protest demanding that Revati, who lost her life at Sandhya Theatre, should be given a compensation of 1 crore. Whereas, remember, ALU Arjun had announced that they would be giving 25 lakhs as in compensation to the Revati's family. But now these people who have been staging protests, we see that police officials have now arrested 8 protesters who had staged protests outside the residence of ALU Arjun. They also tried to barge into ALU Arjun's residence. So definitely massive war of words over the incident had taken place on the 4th of December. Well, now we'll have to see how it further turns out to be, because we also see there is a political face-off over this also, because BJP and BRS have now been questioning the government over the arrest and over what exactly happened right now at ALU Arjun's residence as well.
All right. Thank you so much, Aneri, with those updates. We keep coming back to it. In fact, we're going to discuss why ALU Arjun is being targeted in tonight's burning question in the second half. Be there. And moving on to another story which is of concern, which is part of this. This is exclusive. And it is about a sinister plot panning out in Bangladesh under the puppet regime of Mohammad Yunus. Bangladeshi nationals Mohammad Saad Radi, alias Mohammad Shab Sheikh, 32 years old and a resident of Rajshahi of Bangladesh, was sent to India or has been sent to India in the month of November to spread nefarious ideology and create sleeper cells. In fact, this is being done after the Ansarullah Bangla team, ABT leader Jashimuddin Rahmani, was released by the Yunus regime immediately on taking over in the month of September. And now the ABT is spreading its tentacles with the aim of compromising India's national security, particularly in the northeast. Let's listen into the DGP of Assam, who, while briefing on this cell, spoke about how Ansarullah Bangla team is creating a situation where there could be lot more infiltration, and what's going to be the consequences of that we're going to discuss on the other side of that soundbite of Assam DGP.
This operation has been on for some time. Operation Praghat started about 2 weeks ago when we received the intelligence inputs. They were studied in a prolonged and detailed manner. Our teams left for the various locations to identify these jihadis. It is very clear that there is a purpose and an idea formulated across the border on which these people are working, and their handlers are controlling the operation from there. Sleeper cells were being set up to create disturbances through subversive and violent activities, including assassinations, which would disrupt the social fabric of this country and destabilize the region. Right now, we have found in the last 2 weeks, and now that we've arrested these people and brought them into Guwahati last night, links up till West Bengal and, of course, Assam itself. And as Saad Radi was caught in Kerala, it's very clear that he was trying to set up something there too. Now, what we have to look at is further investigations. I'm also really grateful to the West Bengal and Kerala police forces, as well as the central agencies who have stood by us shoulder to shoulder in this operation. And together, as a nation, we will not let such elements destabilize or hurt our country.
All right, that's a dangerous development to which Assam DGP is bringing our attention to. Joining us for a conversation, Salahuddin Shoaib Chaudhry. He is editor of Blitz, very familiar face now live from Dhaka because he gives us a really clear picture of what's happening on the ground. But I'll come to you in a bit, Mr. Chaudhry. First to Mr. Bhaskar Mohanta. He's former DGP of Assam. In fact, he's present Chief Information Commissioner of the state. And it was during his tenure, if I'm right, Mr. Mohanta, that a broad operation had started to counter Ansarullah Bangla team operations in the northeast. You heard the present DGP, GP Singh, about the activities of ABT increasing after Jashimuddin Ansari was released by the Yunus regime in Bangladesh a couple of months back. What is your understanding? What's your sense of how serious the situation is?
What Assam Special DGP Harmeet Singh had said.
Harmeet Singh, sorry, beg your pardon.
Absolutely on the spot. Basically, in the year 2021, in the month of August, September, we received this input and also video evidence of al-Zawahiri, the then chief of Al-Qaeda, having issued some kind of a summon to people of their kind all over the world to make hijrah into Assam. That had kind of rang a very serious alarm bell around that time. And we launched a serious amount of focus. And after sustained intelligence operations, we could bust several modules of Al-Qaeda in India's subcontinent, as well as ABT, the Ansarullah Bangla team, in different districts of Assam, especially in Borpeta and Dhubri. And taking leads from there, a whole lot of operations were conducted all over the country with the direct help of the central agencies and different state police in different parts of the country. And total number of 31 ABT people were arrested, about 16 modules were busted. It was found that most of these people would come to Deoband in the guise of taking admission in some religious courses, and then they would go for different madrasas. So we focus also on different ways of reforming madrasas in Assam. And a whole lot of work has been undertaken in this regard as well.
Right.
And we caught Saiful and a whole lot of other characters. And some of them they did flee off to Dhaka, but then inputs were provided also to Dhaka around that time.
Right.
And serious senior operatives were caught. And Saiful and a whole lot of them have been sentenced by the honorable courts also.
Right. Mr. Mahanta, that's a broad sweep picture of what are the possibilities. And what you're suggesting is that there was already an attempt to compromise India's national security, and it's getting a fillip now with the Assam Special DG Harmeet Singh there. I stand corrected, bringing out through Operation Praghat this key cell which is being pushed in by ABT. Let's go to Mr. Chaudhry on that note. Mr. Chaudhry, you heard both the sitting DGP of Assam and a former DGP narrating to you what are the possible scenarios that could emerge out of this radical activity in Bangladesh. What's your sense? Is the Yunus regime really pushing this, is very indulgent with these forces on the ground as we speak, leading to them being so emboldened to restart their activity of compromising India's security?
Thank you very much. I'd like to first of all give a breaking news to the viewers of Republic that last night, at the dead end of the night, a jihadist named Zikrullah, who is accused of killing blogger Wasikur Rahman Babu. He belongs to Ansarullah Bangla team, and he's directly connected to Akis. He was released from Kashimpur Central Jail 2, and his release was facilitated by Muhammad Yunus himself and his advisor, one of his top, Mahfuz Alam alias Mahfuz Abdullah. And according to my information, within the next 7 days, a few more members of Ansarullah Bangla team will be released from the prison. And as to Zikrullah is the head of the hit and run wing.
That's a big thing you are telling, Mr. Chaudhary, that somebody released somebody who was accused of murdering a YouTuber, a vlogger, a radical Islamist has been released by the Yunus regime.
Last night, yes. Last night from the Kashimpur Central Jail, Part 2. And this Zikrullah is now going to be heading a hit and run team, which will be targeting several individuals inside India, including some of the prominent journalists in the country. And at the same time, I would like to also give another breaking news to you, that Ansarullah Bangla team, ABT, is plotting to have terrorist attacks targeting some clubs, posh clubs and five-star hotels, as well as some churches in India during December 25th to December 31st.
All right. All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Mohanta and Mr. Chaudhary, with those updates. That's clearly a serious situation emerging on the Eastern Front with the puppet regime of Muhammad Yunus really indulging with these radical forces. We'll have to keep a close watch on those developments. Moving on for now, because we still have to cover one more story which is important, which is that the Communist Party of India, Marxist, the CPM Politburo leader, A. Vijay Ragans in Kerala, has said that the reason behind the poll victory of the Congress leaders Rahul Gandhi and Priyanka Gandhi Vadra from Wayanad Lok Sabha seat was because of a communal Muslim alliance. Vijay Ragans' remarks came during a district conference of the party at Sultan Batheri in Wayanad. And that's really a fratricide which the Congress perhaps would not like, because that really calls out Congress for being effectively a Muslim League redux, so to say. And let's listen into what the CPM Politburo leader Vijay Ragans had to say.
ദേശീയ സമ്മേളനത്തിൻ്റെ ഭാഗമായിട്ട് വയനാട് ജില്ലയിലെ 3 ദിവസം നീണ്ടുനിൽക്കുന്ന ഈ ജില്ലാ സമ്മേളനത്തെ അധ്യക്ഷത വഹിക്കുന്ന പ്രസിഡന്റ് സംഘത്തിൽ ഇവിടെ സന്നിധരായിട്ടുള്ള നമ്മുടെ പാർട്ടിയുടെ വളരെ ബഹുമാനിയായ കേന്ദ്ര കമ്മിറ്റി അംഗങ്ങൾ, സെക്രട്ടറി അംഗങ്ങൾ, മറ്റ് വേദികളുടെ നേതാക്കൾ, അതിഥികൾ, ഇവിടെ ഉയർന്നിട്ടുള്ള മാധ്യമ പ്രവർത്തകർ, പ്രതിനിധി സഭാക്കൾ, സഹോദരി സഹോദരൻ, സിപിഐഎമ്മിന്റെ ഈ ദേശീയ സമ്മേളനം നമ്മുടെ രാജ്യത്തിലെ ഏറ്റവും വലിയ ഇടതുപക്ഷ പാർട്ടിയുടെ രാഷ്ട്രീയ നയങ്ങളെ സംബന്ധിച്ചുള്ള സുപ്രധാനമായ രൂപരേഖ തയ്യാറാക്കുന്ന സമ്മേളനം. കമ്മ്യൂണിസ്റ്റ് പാർട്ടിയെ സംബന്ധിച്ചിടത്തോളം അത് മറ്റ് രാഷ്ട്രീയ കക്ഷികളിൽ നിന്ന് അടിസ്ഥാനപരമായി വ്യത്യാസമുള്ള ഒരു പാർട്ടി. അതിന്റെ അടിസ്ഥാന വ്യത്യാസം.
All right, joining us to understand what Vijay Ragans really means when he says that there were radical elements behind the victory of Rahul and Priyanka Gandhi from Wayanad. Pradeep Pillai, he's editor of Janam TV and a senior journalist joining us live from Thiruvananthapuram. Pradeep, if you can decipher for us, what does Vijay Ragans mean by these radical elements? Is he indicating towards some organizations? Are these not just left-leaning, but actually radical extremist Muslim organizations that have helped Rahul and Priyanka win from Wayanad?
Yes, very clearly so, because we have to, one, look at the demography of the Wayanad parliamentary constituency, which has got about 45% of Muslim population, roughly 41% of Hindu population, and the rest Christian population. Now, apart from that, several districts, several assembly constituencies, several assembly segments in this parliamentary constituencies are strongholds of the Muslim League. But what A. Vijay Ragans, who was a Politburo member and the former convener of the state Left Democratic Front, was hinting at was the kind of polarization that took place in favor of Rahul Gandhi, in favor of the Congress, or in favor of the Congress-led United Democratic Front. He was very clearly hinting at the presence, the active presence of the Jamaat-e-Islami and the SDPI, which is the political arm of the now banned Popular Front of India. Now, this controversy, this particular polarization was obvious in the assembly by polls in Palakkad as well, wherein the SDPI was seen publicly campaigning for the Congress candidate Rahul Mangututhil. Now, what very clearly A. Vijay Ragans was trying to tell the public, this was a party of function, this was the district conference of the CPIM in Wayanad district leading up to the state conference.
Yeah.
He very clearly said, we all know how Rahul Gandhi won last
Yeah.
time and the elections in his in his debut elections to Kerala. And you could see which were the elements who were in the front and back of the procession
Right.
of Priyanka. So he was very clearly hinting at the obvious procession, the obvious presence of SDPI, of Jamaat-e-Islami cadres with their flags and banners in the procession, in all the electoral road shows that
Pradeep.
Priyanka held in the constituency.
Right, Pradeep. Right, Pradeep. Thanks for that perspective. It's clear that the SDPI, as you suggest, was, or affiliate organizations were, in fact, part of the campaign that made Rahul and Priyanka win in Wayanad, apart from, of course, the composition of the constituency itself. On that note, we move on. And in fact, on the other side of a short break, the story of a new well unearthed during Sambhal excavations by the ASI.
"13,000 placements last year. At Amity, we are committed to nurturing passionate, hardworking and proactive professionals.
उस दिन सनसेट देखने छज्जे पे चढ़ा, टूट गया।
हाँ, तो किसने बोला घर की दीवार पे रॉक क्लाइंबिंग करने को?
सफीना बदतमीजी।
समझ गया। मेरे पास आप दोनों की प्रॉब्लम की मेडिसिन है। इसको घर पे लगाओगे तो शादी का तो पता नहीं, पर घर पक्का नहीं टूटेगा।
रुंगटा नहीं तो घर स्ट्रॉन्ग नहीं। रुंगटा स्टील TMT बार एकदम सॉलिड।
सनसेट देखने छज्जे पे चढ़ा, टूट गया।
हाँ तो किसने बोला घर की दीवार पे रॉक क्लाइंबिंग करने को?
सफीना बदतमीजी।
समझ गया समझ गया। मेरे पास आप दोनों की प्रॉब्लम की मेडिसिन है। इसको घर पे लगाओगे तो शादी का तो पता नहीं, पर घर पक्का नहीं टूटेगा।
रुंगटा नहीं तो घर स्ट्रॉन्ग नहीं। रुंगटा स्टील TMT बार एकदम सॉलिड।
13,000 placements last year. At Amity, we are committed to nurturing passionate, hardworking and proactive professionals.
أفقنا هذا اليوم على جريمة جديدة. أفقنا هذا اليوم على جريمة جديدة نكراء ونستنكرها كمجلس وكأهالي مردة ومؤسساتها من إقدام مجموعة مستوطنين من المتطرفين الزعران اللي قاموا بمهاجمة مسجد بر الوالدين وحرقه كما رأيتم وتشاهدون من خلال سكب مادة حارقة وكتابة شعارات عنصرية على المسجد. هذه الشعارات تدلل على تربيتهم وكراهيتهم للفلسطينيين وللعرب، وأيضا الدعم الكامل الذي يتم تقديمه لهم من حكومة نتنياهو وسموتريتش وابن غفير على ليقوموا بهذه الأعمال.
Hi there, welcome back. This week on Get Me Right, we take a deep dive into India's First Amendment of the Constitution. Why it made news this week and what's its connection with the fundamental right of freedom of speech and expression. Second, a war broke out in and outside of Parliament over who owns the legacy of Baba Saheb Bhimrao Ambedkar, father of India's Constitution. The stalwart leader who's seen by many as dwarfed by the Congress ecosystem to make Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru look great, like it happened with so many other leaders. The Congress, of course, believes that Ambedkar's constitution is under attack from the BJP dispensation. What's the truth? We shall explore. And finally, in our international segment, we look at the rise of a new star on the right-wing firmament of world politics, Argentina's President Javier Milei, and what he has achieved with his chainsaw. Let's get going. This week saw the culmination of the winter session of Parliament with the usual pictures of protests and pandemonium and some limited legislative business getting done. The high point, however, was the discussion that took place on the constitution of the country, the occasion marking completion of 75 years of its working. What caught my attention during the constitution debate was the focus on the First Amendment that happened in 1951 by the government of Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru. Prime Minister Narendra Modi highlighted